Hello Geeks and Gamers, Matt Lemke here with your gamer goggles, gamer-goggles.com, and today we're going to finish assembling Loth, the Demon Queen of Spiders from Gale Force 9. This video is dedicated to Javier Valenzuela. He is a good friend of mine now. He backed my Kickstarter last year. I got to meet him at Gen Con. We had some good conversations. We've had some good conversations since then. He is one of the authors and / actors for Beasties and Bygones, so go ahead and check that out if you would. But he seems like the type of guy who would like Loth, so that's why I'm dedicating this video to him. Now, there's some things to note about this. Like I said, I already started the base, but you should probably paint the stonework before you start anything. I am not going to put Loth on her body here. She is a pretty simple fit. She goes on like that, but I do not want to work with her while I'm assembling the legs. So basically all we're going to do is assemble the legs and call it done. She goes on pretty easy. Her arm goes on pretty straightforward. The two, we'll zoom in so you can see this. There's two ribbons. I'm only putting one on because I broke the point off and it looks more like she has a rod or a wand. We're going to zoom in a little bit more. No, we're not. We're going to pull this out. And as you can see right there, that's where it goes together. Try and get that better for you. There. That's where it goes together. Now we're going to come over here and we're going to start with the legs. The legs are a little bit of a dilemma because they actually do go together in order. It's pretty important that you keep them in a certain order. Like I actually tried pinning, and I don't recommend doing it at home unless you have a vise or a lot of patience, because the paper clip, I don't know if you can see that. Try and stand that up for you. The paper clip is almost the same thickness of the leg. Now this one goes here like this. It's not as important as some of the other ones. This leg is actually the leg on the box that's up in the air. The two most important legs, well actually there's four that are really important, is left leg number 2, which goes in here. It's a pretty, silly me. I forgot I was pinning this leg. So, as you can see, I drilled it out. My pin will go in there like that. I'm going to go ahead and glue that now and set it aside so it can dry. Now, there's a little divot in her belly, her thorax area, that is going to put her there. And then the rest of these legs, most of them are ball joints, but a couple have kind of select spots as to where they go, and I just messed up my legs. I'm going to slide these over here off to the side so I don't mess that side up. The important legs are the ones that are not ball jointed, which you can see that one's a ball joint. They all have these little stubs on the end so that it makes it easier for gluing it to the base. Here, I'll put it over my finger so it's easier to see. And I'm going to set the base actually off camera, and then I'm going to make sure that I've got these in the right spot there. This is actually leg number 2. Which leg number 2 goes there and there. my little piece isn't cleaned off very well. Good thing to check them beforehand. There, it'll fit in there now. But again, this is a very, very delicate model. Piece 2 will be something like that. Piece 1 will be like that. Put that one back there. They can pretty much go anywhere, with the exception of leg number 3. No, it's 2. And that's going to be the hardest part, is lining everything up. Because she doesn't fit that way. That leg doesn't reach as far as I would like it, but that is definitely the right fit. That's a serious angle. And actually, what I'm going to do is glue this leg in here. My glue's over here. Just a little drop. Glue that leg in there. Hold it, let it dry. Because this one is pretty locked in. It's not going to move much. Now that that's dry, we'll go ahead and grab the other side. Nip the pin. Apparently, where'd it go? Move those off to the side. Find the right angle for it. Apparently I need to drill her out a little bit more. If I can find my drill. She goes in there like that. Ish. Oh, that's the wrong one. She goes in there like that. Ish. Grab the base. Carefully put her in the hole. She comes down there like that, pretty much. Most of her rests up here, so I'm actually going to cheat quite a bit. I'm going to nip this off. Something like that. Something like that. I'm going to use my drill. Don't really care so much about the size of the hole in this case. That's deep enough for one. Now I'm going to do one over here, somewhere in the same area. I'm going to take this in here like this. Nip it off to be about the same. And then I'm going to drill a hole here, right through the middle. I might need to cut my paper clip again. It might not be long enough. But I'm going to go like that. Like that. Put Don't do what I just did. That was bad. I just broke the leg off. Because I came up with this idea after the fact. And I want more meat for her to rest on. So I'm going to do that so that she can freestand a little bit more. But I am going to switch it around a little bit. Put the longer side on the bottom. I'm going to put some glue in here right now, like this. Which, this is going to be a bear for me to paint because I didn't paint her first. But, that is the nature of figure forge. These tweezers. Straighten it back out a little bit. It is a little tricky to get them in there, but in the end, I am going to be happier because I'm going to have a better bond than that little dimple. Now I'm going to twist it a little bit. There. Come back in and put the glue back on. Now I'll never line her back up with that little bitty chain for her torture, but she will be sitting there like this. And I'll be able to move her around pretty freely as I work with the rest of her. Oh man. Don't try, don't try, don't try. She's pretty dry. I can still work with her. But where's that? I had a piece of foam. Oh well. I can still work with her. Made a boo-boo because I didn't think of that idea first. So now I have to pin her or something. Be careful doing this. Now, as you can see, this doesn't give you a lot of room to make an error. So, go very slow. Keep moving your bit about a little bit if you have to. I'm going to hold it like this so you can see a little bit better. I'm going to angle it and steer it towards the center a little bit more. And then I'm going to straighten it back out. Flip it over. Grab a piece of paper clip, see how deep I am. Not very. This is very soft, very small piece of plastic. So you have to be very, very careful when you do this. Otherwise you'll end up with a drill bit in your finger, or you'll come through the other side of the leg, which that part is a lot better than going through your finger, let me tell you. I want a little bit more. Some of you are probably like, you're nuts. And you're right, I am. I never should have tried pinning this model, I think. Although in the end, I'll probably be a lot happier. That's feasible. If I can hold it. That's a good depth for me, I think. And I always find it a lot easier to glue it first. And I usually put the glue in a little bitty, either a clamshell or something of that nature a couple times. Get a good bit of glue in there. And I set it aside and let it dry. This leg goes in the second on the left side. Goes in here like that. That's going to be my setting point for the rest of the model. I actually want to drill her out a little bit more, so I'm going to do that. Again, be very careful. There's not a lot of space in this model, and it's real easy to drill out the other side. And that's how she'll fit. Now I'm going to roll her over here a little bit, put a tiny drop, get rid of the cat hair, silly cat. Tiny drop of glue right here. I'm even going to glue this at the same time. And now I get to sit here until it dries. Which I'm going to move it back here a little bit so you can see better. See my fat stubs. Now I really need to let her dry a little bit more before I go on. So I'm just going to sit here for a couple minutes. Cut it out. And now we're going to do that leg again. The one that I just made for the pin. I think. Now you got to be very careful when you're doing this that you don't break her. And she goes in there like that. So that'll work nicely. As you can see, she's starting to come together. She is still a very delicate model, so you have to be very careful with her. I'm going to put a drop of glue in here and in this crevice here where her leg goes. Fix her up a little bit. Make sure her leg's in. Push it in. There. Now, because I put the paper clip in the back, she's got a pretty good sturdy base. She's held up by the paper clip. These two legs are the only two legs that really matter. The way I did this, I gave her some structure. Actually, I kind of wanted that turned a little bit more, I think. Gave her a little more structure. And the rest of these legs are ball joint legs. And actually, I am going to grab my sticky tack, because I want some underneath her for the rest of this. Give her a little bit more support while we're working on this model. Just a little bit. So now she looks like that. And I can go ahead and start putting in the rest of the models. Or the legs, which I'm going to turn it around so that the right side's here and the left side's here. This is the first one that goes here like that, which I'm not going to do until I take the sticky tack out. This one a little bit of flashing in there. I'm trying to get it out. This one goes in the back here, and I'm just going to kind of put it there like that. This leg's not dry in there yet, so I'm going to put a drop of glue in there. And this one goes here. I'm probably going to put it there. I kind of like it coming off the rock there. So I'm probably going to do that. And I'm going to do this side first, I think. Just a drop, drop, drop. I think I had the other one back there. We'll find out in a second. Oh no, don't fall. don't want you to fall. Probably should have put the back leg on first, just so you guys know that at home, because that's what's going to end up happening. Ooh, can I do that? How's that look? Does that look good? I don't like that. And I'm just going to have this one in the air. Put a drop in here. Oops. Need a pair of tweezers to do that. Put this back here again with a little drop. Now what I probably should have done for this leg is drilled a hole there, a little pinpoint. But I didn't. Gently turn it around so I don't knock that off. I'm going to do the three other legs. It's a little bit easier to get to them here. This one goes... I think I moved them too. That one goes there. This one goes here. Like that. So I'm going to go ahead and put a drop of glue here for this leg. And I'm going to dip this in some of the super glue that I have in my clamshell. Hold it there a little bit until it dries. Maybe. Trying to look on camera. I got super glue on my finger. Darn model sticking on my finger. For that, you should probably keep some acetone or some nail polish removal close. Put a little glue right there. Because what I don't want to do is create a dilemma for my painting. I'm going to put this piece in. I'm just going to kind of let her fall where she falls. Dip the leg in there. Put a drop of glue in here. Like that. I'm going to pull this out. Because this piece goes like that. Put a little bit of glue in there. gently turn it over. Check this piece. I kind of like the whole rearing to attack kind of thing. The box has it down on here, but I'm going to put it in there so it's up. I can do that because of the way I pinned it. I'm actually kind of glad now that I did do it like that, because I might still put a rock or just drill out underneath the base and put a peg in underneath with a washer or something up underneath to give her more support, because she is pretty fragile. But I'm very glad that I didn't just rely on that and I did this pin on the back, because she's got a lot more stability, I think. She almost is levitating in the air. You can take all her legs off if you had to and resculpt them and pin them. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put her on here anyway, even though I said I wasn't going to. And you know what? I'm a dirty liar. I'm not going to do that. There is like no room to paint that spider back if I do that. So I'm going to leave it off. This is my version of Loth. If you look at theirs, it is rather similar. I did a few things different with my legs. You can see here that the front leg is rearing up. Actually, you can see it better on the back and the gray and white with the resin version. You can see my leg is a little bit farther up the rock there. I might have actually switched two legs there. Don't know for sure. But thanks for watching. This is a Figure Forge with Matt Lemke from Through Gamer Goggles, gamer-goggles.com. And if you like the video, or you have any models that you want to see done that you've had a problem with and think that I might be able to help you out, let me know. You can see that I broke a leg off today. Not a big deal. I just pinned it and fixed it up, and I pinned her thorax. I think that's that helped me out a lot, and by putting the sticky tack there, it also helped out a lot. I'm going to have a Kickstarter soon. Please check it out. Please subscribe to me. I do new videos 2-3 times a week. Miniatures usually on Tuesdays, but since this is Dungeons & Dragons mini, I might put this up with a Thursday RPG day. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.